numbers, Mason. What do they mean? Where are they?
I don't know
broadcast
anything
from?
about any numbers.
Hey fellas, just about every map and mission for Call of Duty 2020 has been found and leaked. We also have stuff for Zombies and Warzone, so I think Activision are going to be forced to reveal this game early because leaks like this big just don't normally happen. And with all of these new details, there's some deep meanings, but don't worry because I have everything explained and researched here for you today, so what are we waiting for? If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and let's do this. A Twitter account known as Prototype Warehouse Absolute Mad Lads have data mined the COD 2020 alpha and like I said, found just about everything. So up here is a list of the multiplayer maps, and I gotta say, the first thing which stands out to me is there's only 8 of them. We ripped COD World War II a new butthole for only having 9 maps, and now there's only 8. Another thing which catches my eye is Miami. We're gonna have a map set in Cold War Miami. Obviously the storyline there is like Miami was close to like Cuba and stuff, you know, communist Cuba. The boys. Also, the maps we are seeing here taken directly from the game itself like fit perfectly with the leaks from Exclusive Ace, so you could say all of that information he gave us was true because it's being backed up right here. Believe it or not, what is far more interesting than the multiplayer maps is the campaign missions. Here's the list, like geez, where do I even start? So it looks like the initial leaks we heard quite a long time ago about this game being mostly Vietnam and taking place like, you know, focusing on the real history of the Cold War. It looks like that has changed drastically. I mean, we even have here at the beginning of each mission it tells us where it's located, so there's one in Germany called Stakeout, which fits perfectly with the leaked logo or loading image, of this game where there's a map of Berlin. Then there's 2 Vietnam missions, Vietnam, Armada and Prisoner. Then that Nick one, Nick's my name by the way, really caught me off guard. It's like, what is it? But then I think it might be Nicaragua, I can't say it, Nicaragua. Because there's a revolution there or something in the Cold War. Then there's a whole ton of Russian missions like America, Duga, and there's more of that by the way. KGB, Siege, Yamantau, and Yamantau is the mission I played just the other day for a video. It's like the mission where you're playing as Hudson, and it's this doomsday bunker, Mount Yamantau in Russia, so we are going back there. Oh, and some side missions, Tundra, which is like a snowy forest, right, in Russia or something, and takedown, what do you mean? Then for zombies, the information they gave us was silver, and I was like, what? I was thinking silver from Black Ops 4 Gauntlets, like the silver medal, but then no, this is like the code name for the zombies map, and I did some research about silver, Vietnam War, Cold War experiments, and I didn't really find anything interesting or linking. It also turns out in Black Ops 4, the zombies maps had random colors as their code names, and there doesn't really seem to be much connection, like Alpha Omega was orange and Tag de Toten was blue, so I don't know, I don't really think it's telling us anything here. And going back to where I said there's more about Duga, because we have a list of Warzone locations for the new Warzone map, but we actually had more from Exclusive Ace, and what showed up twice there is Duga, because it's a location in the Warzone map, and it's also one of the campaign missions. Well, it turns out there are like 4 or 5 different locations throughout the Ukraine where there are these big ass radars, which is called Duga, and one of the sites is located near Pripyat, Chernobyl, right? Chernobyl nuclear disaster, we all know about that. So I'm thinking the Warzone map is probably going to take place in Cold War Chernobyl, which is really damn epic. And we also know that one of the Warzone locations is going to be a sanatorium or a mental asylum. And we had a whole video discussing that, talking about how I think that just has to link to zombies one way or another. And there is indeed one here in Pripyat as well, an abandoned of course, because they're not going to keep the mental people in the radiation, are they? And you know, it's not looking too good. The building ain't looking too hot. So we could finally be in for some Chernobyl zombies. Chernobyl, how do you say it? I don't know. Like, imagine that. It's in real life, it's like one of the most post-apocalyptic, kind of eerie feeling places. And then if we have a zombies map, that's kind of Verrückt-esque, taking place in the abandoned sanatorium or mental asylum, that would be Neat. And more evidence about this once again is this game COD 2020, the new Black Ops, is going to have some stuff here or there in either the campaign or zombie storyline about mind control experiments during the Cold War, which both the US and Russian governments did, and oftentimes kind of test subjects for those cruel experiments were why do I keep saying that? Patients from mental asylums. So how about that, fellas? This game has not been teased, announced, revealed or anything, and yet community members have had access to the game where they can actually data mine and look inside the files and leak to us like all of these details. And the game hasn't been officially confirmed. Like, I think Activision are gonna be forced. It kind of reminds me like with World War II, where there's nothing about the game, and then all of a sudden on Reddit there were a load of pictures of like artwork and game cases for World War II. Then about a week later, Activision were probably forced to be like, yeah, okay, let's announce it. So fellas, stay spicy, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.